I hate to say this, but alcohol is a killer. It doesn't care about your race. It doesn't care about your religion. It doesn't care about your age. It doesn't care about your gender. It doesn't care about you. But if you drink enough of it, you will die. If you drink a neat pint of it, it will put you in a coffin right now. That's a fact. And this isn't a conspiracy theory, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I want you to really face this because it's real. So many people leave this earth early because of this drug. And I do not want that for you. I don't want it for you. I don't want it for your friends. I don't want it for your family. And that is why I make these videos in the first place. Because today, what I'm going to unpack for you is the real reason and the real things that happen in a drinker's life that makes alcohol kill them. And guess what I'm not going to do? I am not going to give you scare tactics. I'm not going to talk about it damaging your heart, damaging your health, damaging your brain. I ain't going to talk about any of that stuff. Because the only thing that you can do to change those things is remove alcohol from your life, but it's not that simple, right? It's not that simple. We can't just click our fingers and get rid of it, surely, right? Well, in a way you can, and we'll kind of start unpacking that later into the video. But today in this video, I'm going to unpack these 3 key ideas that is going to show you what kills an alcohol drinker. And guess what? Every single one of these ideas, you have the power to make changes so it doesn't affect you. At the end of the day, I want you to solve this problem. I want you to never look back. I want you to just make a decision, go all in, change the way you view alcohol and say goodbye, good riddance, and then make a great life for yourself and your family. That is what I want for you. That is why I'm making these videos. That is what inspires me and motivates me to wake up in the morning and press record on this camera and share this message with you, because I know you can change. And if you listen to this video from start to finish, you are going to have some new ideas that you will never have heard before. This isn't going to be about using willpower. It's not going to be about therapy or using AA or anything like that. This is going to be completely different. Now, just before we get into those 3 ideas, I need to just share a little bit of background and where exactly I am right now, because if you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know that it looks a bit different today. And the reason why is because I'm actually in Dubai. So me and my girlfriend, we recently moved over to Dubai, and this will all make sense in a minute. Trust me, this is all related to not drinking alcohol. So I drank for about 10 years, right? It was very chaotic. It was very up and down. I was living this roller coaster life. I was stopping, I was starting. I've tried AA. I've just, honestly, for 10 years, it was just complete chaos. And 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago now, is I really changed the way that I viewed alcohol. I applied something called first principles thinking, and something shifted, right? Something shifted. And my perception changed, and I made a decision to not drink alcohol, and it's been over 4 years. And my life has just taken off. You know, so many amazing things have happened in my life as a result of doing this one simple thing, of not drinking alcohol. I got better health, I got a better relationship, I traveled the entire world, I'm now moving over to Dubai, I've built this YouTube channel, I've built this business, Soberclear, I've worked with multiple hundreds of people now. Just so many amazing things have happened as a result of not drinking alcohol. Now, once I'd stopped drinking, I actually moved over to Thailand. So my dream had always been to do some kind of online business, and I'd made a decision to not drink alcohol, and then I made a decision to move to Thailand. And the way that I actually made that decision was I had the idea, I spoke with a friend, and I said, do you know what, I'm in. I'm booking the flight, I'm in. And you might call that a bit reckless, but I'm a true believer in making decisions quickly. Now that will make sense in a second, because this is the first thing that we're going to unpack. What actually kills a drinker is their inability to make a decision. Now, we'll get into that, but I've been thinking about leaving Thailand for some time. So I've lived there for a number of years now. I think it's been like 3.5 years. Oh, and there's the call for prayer going on right now. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I'm not going to stop the video. I'm going to keep going. Obviously in Dubai, Muslim country, call for prayer 5 times a day. Anyway, back into the video. So we've been discussing about leaving Thailand for some time, and we looked at some different countries, and I think one country, they wanted like, you know, multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars as an investment for you to get a long-term visa. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then I was speaking with a friend who's over in Dubai, and he's like, dude, this is the place. Like, it's awesome. There's so many great people here. It's just the place. You know, you should come out here. And I sat with it for about 5 minutes, and I said, do you know what? He's right. I spoke to my girlfriend. I said, what do you think? She's like, I mean, it sounds good. I booked the flight, and I'm not even joking. Within something like 10 minutes of having this thought, I'd done like a little bit of research. I spoke with a friend. I had a quick read on some blogs, and my heart was in it. I was like, yeah, this feels good. So I made the decision, because what I don't believe in doing is sitting on decisions for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I truly believe that you either should decide to do something or don't. Usually, it doesn't take that much research to make a decision. Usually, we know what the right thing is to do, but we put off decisions. And this is the first thing that we need to get through, right? Because this is what kills an alcohol drinker. It's their inability to make a decision. Because at the end of the day, not drinking alcohol is a decision, right? It's a simple decision that you make, and then you don't look back. But what happens, people don't do that, right? What happens is they put it off and put it off and put it off. They need more information, right? They need to get through this hard period at work. They've got this wedding coming up. I'll do this next week. I'll do this next year. And it never comes. Do you know how many times I've spoken to somebody that wants my help and they say, yeah, I need to think about it more. Like, what do you actually need to think about? Because at the end of the day, it's a decision, right? Stopping drinking is a decision. And I'm telling you, once I got my head around this, once I realized that if I just make a decision to become a non-drinker and I commit to that decision and I don't look back, the same way that I moved to Thailand, the same way that I've moved to Dubai, if I can make a decision like that with alcohol, then it's going to be fine. And that's exactly what I did, is I made a decision, I changed the way I viewed alcohol and went all in. I fully committed to it. It was like jumping out of a building and with a parachute and putting the parachute and there's no way back to the top of the building. That's how it should feel when you go all in to not drinking alcohol. So that's the first thing that kills an alcohol drinker, is their inability to make a decision, right? You've got to be able to make decisions, and you need to make the decision to become a non-drinker, because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? You are going to be on this path for the rest of your life. Do you know where that ends up? I'm telling you, it ain't pretty. You'll leave your kids behind early. And I hate saying those things. I hate being so harsh. But sometimes you've got to hear it, right? You will leave your family early if you keep doing this. You know, maybe you die 10 years younger. That's the reality of it. Because for me, that was what would have happened. There was no doubt in my mind that if I kept on that path, I don't think that I would have got to my 40th birthday. Like, I just know what I'm like. It's just chaos when I'm drinking, and that's the first thing. Now, the second thing that I want to unpack for you, like I told you, I've just moved to Dubai. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever moved houses or moved countries or moved cities or anything like that, but there's an element of stress. You're in a new place. You're not in your routine, you don't have your friends around you, you don't know the restaurants to go to, you don't know which gym to go to. There's a lot of chaos that you've got to manage, and naturally it is a stressful thing. You've got to travel, you've got to pack things, you've got to move here, move there, set this company up, get this visa here, go to this place, go to that place, this bank, that bank. There's a lot of stuff that you've got to manage, and naturally that's a very stressful situation. I'm not going to lie. There have been periods over the past couple of weeks where I have been stressed. And why am I telling you this? How is this related to not drinking alcohol? Well, what do you think an alcohol drinker does when they feel stressed? They escape, right? It's the easiest thing to do. Oh, I feel this discomfort within me. I feel this bad feeling coming up, this hard emotion, this feeling of trauma, whatever it is. How do people deal with that? They drink alcohol. Well, they don't. They just don't deal with the emotion. They drink and they escape. And I want to unpack this for you because right now I'm in a situation that is stressful, that is difficult, that is challenging. And I'm okay with that because I know that stopping drinking isn't some magical cure that's just going to make all my problems go away and I'm never going to have stress in my life ever again. Absolutely not, right? There are stressful days for everybody. And guess what? You're going to have hard days as well, whether you drink or not. Now, the difference is rather than addressing the root cause of the problem and dealing with it properly, alcohol drinkers just escape. They run away from it, they just have a drink and then they deal with it later on. And this is what kills an alcohol drinker, is thinking that there aren't going to be hard times. Right? There will be hard times in your life. At the end of the day, there's going to be situations, there's going to be people that are going to throw things at you and do things, and all of this stuff will happen, right? But what I truly believe is that something that alcohol drinkers need to do is they need to be okay with discomfort. Because even during that period when they stop drinking at the beginning, the first few weeks, the first few days, there will be a feeling of discomfort. But if you're on your journey about to stop drinking alcohol and you think that it's going to be plain sailing every single day, there's going to be no problems whatsoever, you're going to be in for a shock because you will have uncomfortable days, but you need to be ready for that. You need to be ready to deal with stress, to deal with challenges, and not go back to the bottle, to stick with the decision that you've made. If you've made a decision the same way of like jumping off a building and throwing the parachute open, if you've made a decision like that, then you'll be okay with this. But please bear in mind that there may be times you have to deal with discomfort, with stress, with hard situations without turning back to the bottle. Because it's so easy to do that. Which leads me to the final thing that I want to talk to you about in this video today. And this is also something that kills alcohol drinkers. And it's not focusing on a better future. So many of us stop drinking alcohol because we're in pain, right? We've had a DUI. Our wife is saying, we're done. Our children are saying, like, Daddy, why do you keep going through this cycle? Why do you keep doing this? It's so easy to stop drinking when we're in tremendous amounts of pain. And that's what's motivated me in the past. When I threw up blood on a computer, that was enough pain to get me sober for 9 months with straight willpower because I was moving away from this place of pain. But what happens is in a drinker's life is that they might go 3 months without drinking because they're moving away from this dark, horrible place that they hate, right? And they move away from it and then life gets better again. And now there's no pain. So they get that great idea. I could just have 1 or 2 again. I could go back to having a couple at the weekend. And then before you know it, 6 months past, they're back at square one. Right? Do you know how many times I've gone through that cycle? Now, the only thing that removed that cycle from my life was a vision. It was something to go towards, right? It was a vision of my life, how I wanted it to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. What things do I want? What goals do I want to achieve? How much money do I want to make? Where do I want to live? Who do I want in my life? How do I want my health to look? My relationship to look? I wanted to create this vision to go towards once I made a decision to not drink. Having a vision is why I'm in Dubai. I've got a vision now of what I want to do here. I don't want to share too much on the channel, but I've come here for a reason, because I want to keep going towards that better life, that better vision, that better future for myself. And you need that, right? If you have these 3 things, your problem will be solved. Like I said, guys, if you want my help, click the link in the description, book the phone call, and if you click the video on the screen now, you can learn 3 secrets to not drinking alcohol. Have a great day.